So that's a little bit about me. And my name is Coach Angelo. So at least for people who are in this class today, everyone now knows the talkative in front of them. So let's get on with it. Today we're looking at the art of listening. What's the difference between listening and hearing? By the way, the reason I'm doing the art of listening today is because a lot of people have complained to me. They said something that I normally say, that when you sit in front of a client for the first time, when you meet a prospect for the first time, I normally say it in class, that a lot of the reasons they will not buy from you, they tell you on that first meeting. But you don't know when they're telling you those things. Because you think that you just, in your mind, are we together? Hello? When you meet a prospect, you meet someone for the first time, you're trying to sell to them. In your mind, let me introduce my product. Let me tell them what I have. That's what you have in your mind. But for them, as they're listening to you, the minute you tell them, for instance, you can say, Ekpe, or you even say, Lagos State. Where is your land located? Lagos State. Say, land of demolition of houses, seizing of property, blah, blah, blah. If you are meeting the person for the first time and you just think, let me introduce my product to you. That thing the man said is his first objection. Take note of it. I hope you guys are with me. That's where the art of listening comes in. You hear it, but if you hear it and do nothing, you only hear it. Remember, you have not even introduced your product to, but he has told you he doesn't like Lagos because of the demolitions and things. That's always advice. Go to a meeting with pen and paper. Immediately he said that thing first. Scribble it down. Just let him know. Let me continue, sir. Just hear me. As I'm talking, always encourage them to speak their minds. Some people, when they are meeting with prospects first time, they will tell them, sir, just let me finish and then you tell me what you want to say. If you leave them like that, there are some things they might want to tell you that they might not remember at the end of the discussion. But allow them to interrupt you. Because as it comes to their head, let them say it. So if you allow them to do that, they're going to tell you. They will tell you as you're going on. Then maybe you now talk about Ekpe. Ekpe, no. Ekpe, that place, there's no free land though. No title land in that place. All you have is a freehold. There's no property that way. Again, take note of that objection. So that when you finish introducing your product, you can now address these things one by one, and you're sure you'll make a sale. But if you're not listening, you're just telling him. By the time you now continue telling him and you're done with your own talking, you're not asking, sir, do you have anything to say? He might not remember that. He may not. Or even if they remember, they may not say it. But if you had allowed them, as you're introducing your product first time to them, they're giving you objections, you know. So that's the difference between listening and hearing. Hearing is entering here, going out here. But listening is whatever you say, I know, I am taking note of it and I will address your concern. That's what listening says. That's the difference. Hearing. Can somebody read out what is on the board? Who is reading? Who is reading so I can give them the mic? Okay, give her the mic.
Hearing or auditory perception is the ability to perceive sounds through an organ such as an ear by detecting vibrations as periodic changes in the pressure.
Did you guys hear that? Yes. Now, someone else read listening.
Listening is giving attention to a sound. When listening, a person hears what others are saying and tries to understand what it means. Listening involves affective, cognitive, and behavioral processes.
Do you see the difference? Do you guys see the difference between listening and hearing? Now let me do the class like this. Do you guys see the difference? Whereas listening, or rather hearing, is just auditory perception. Hearing, you hear a sound. Hearing pertains to that organ of hearing. You hear it, you perceive the sound. Auditory perception. Ability to perceive through an organ such as the ear by detecting vibrations. You know that the sound like as you're hearing my voice now, is vibration. Sound is vibration. As I speak, a vibration comes out, the microphone picks it and amplifies it and makes it very loud. And you can hear me. But when you listen, it means it's not just the ear at work when you're talking about listening now. Listening is giving attention to a sound. You give attention. That's listening now. I hope the difference is clear to you guys. So, as a salesman, which ordinarily should be more important to you? Hearing or listening? It goes without saying. It goes without saying. Listening is more important to you as a salesman. You pay attention to a sound. Remember when I was telling you about talking to somebody for the first time, I said, you can hear and it will go out of the other ear and you continue speaking. But when you listen, someone raises an objection, acknowledge it. I have heard you. What you have said is valid. Your objection makes sense and I will address it. But let me move on. If you have other objections, raise them as they come to you. Now, a person hears what others are saying and tries to understand what it means. That is actually listening. When you hear and you try to understand, it's listening. And what does it involve now? Affective skills, cognitive skills, and behavioral processes. What you need is all round. The role of listening. Have we not agreed that listening is what we need as salesmen? Not necessarily hearing. Now, we'll move forward. The role of listening in selling. A salesman must of a necessity be a good listener and can encourage a prospect to say what they really feel and help them articulate themselves better. It goes without saying. You just have to be a good listener. If you cannot be a listener, you cannot be an effective salesperson. That's the way it works. And there is no remedy to it. Now, you can paraphrase them, break down and reframe what they are saying in your own language. You show you're listening. You force yourself to pay attention. Even when there's the urge for you to give the man, in your mind, I never tell you my land yet. I never tell you about Acropolis, even though it's sold out now. I never tell you about Acropolis. I never tell you about Imperial Enclave. And you don't already get objections. You're eager to put down what is in your own head and mind. What? The client is already telling you, see my red flags. Take note of them. Force yourself to pay attention. Even if you're not used to it, learn. You're never too old to learn though. This adage they say you cannot learn to use your left hand in old age. It used to be true in the past because people had that mentality that the time if you're not in school, you're not learning. Everybody here, if I'm not mistaken, are adults. Don't be adult education what they do for you. That is why they think they had us. Because he had us outside, we enter here. No, we can't learn now. That's the way life is. You don't stop learning. The minute you stop learning, you stop growing. And because you are learning to be a salesman, how many of us, some of us, have never done anything in sales before until they came into real estate? And they are selling. And I know we have a lot of people here who are selling, but they were not born salesmen. Selling skills, they know they're born out with person. You can be born a parrot like me, but to channel it effectively to selling, you learn. I don't know if you guys get what I mean. You learn. Don't stop learning. So, force yourself to pay attention and get a clear sense of what your prospect or client is saying to you. How do you listen? What are the types of listening that we have? Number one, pseudo listening. Somebody should read that out.
Pseudo listening is a form of non-listening where an individual gives the outward appearance of paying attention to a speaker, but in reality is not fully listening or is ignoring the conversation altogether.
Okay.
Pseudo-listening is usually done by individuals who are not interested in the conversation or lack the basic listening skills to properly engage in a discussion. This type of listening is often accompanied by biased listening and selective hearing. As the listener focuses on their own agenda and not the speaker. Furthermore, they may be quick to judge or criticize what is being said rather than listening objectively and empathetically.
If the person should ask you, what did I say last? You won't even remember. But you'll be nodding and you'll be saying, Somebody should read the second one. I hope you guys are taking note of the types of listening.
Appreciative listening. Appreciative means a form of listening. Appreciative listening is a form of listening wherein the listener concentrates on the beneficial elements of the speaker's discourse. Appreciative listening is intent of finding enjoyment in the content and the people being discussed. It reduces stress levels, increase enjoyment and contentment, enhance customer service, foster meaningful connections, and enable speakers to consider both perspectives of a dispute, e.g., enjoying music, attending a comedy show, participating in written class, attending a poetry reading. Appreciative listening necessitates an ability to suspend one's own viewpoint and concentrate solely on the speaker.
Thank you very much. Do we understand that now? At least what he has read is clear now. Say the name, appreciative listening. This one was clear now. Say it's clear. Thank you very much. Now, for the benefit of those that said no, it's a form of listening where the listener concentrates on the beneficial elements of the speaker's discourse. Do you know you can do appreciative listening with me now? We're not having a discussion. I am talking to you, putting down the points. Appreciative listening says, pick the things that are good in what the person is saying. It's you that will determine what you're picking and what you're not picking. Maybe if I'm talking now and maybe this class is boring to you, you won't pick anything, I mean. In fact, you might even doze off. You might doze off. But if you are appreciating what you like, what you're hearing, you focus on it, that sleep will go. Your attention will be rapt. You should do that to your clients. You should do that to your prospects. When they are speaking, there's something people will appreciate that as they're speaking with you. From time to time, you also say something that will make them realize that, oh, you are in this conversation with me. I'm not alone. I'm not just rambling. I'm not just dishing it out. I need to open church. If I be pastor, I will do well. But I don't think so. If I be pastor, I will do well. No. I go, in that side now, I like class. Yeah. So, but guess what? Appreciative listening is intent on finding enjoyment in the content and the people being discussed. You see, there's this same appreciative listening also goes to, like when you're in school. Let's take our minds back to when we're in school. Not necessarily university, let's even say secondary school. If you like a certain teacher, you always like that teacher's course. You see the way it works. It might be a difficult course for you, but because you like that teacher, you will pay attention. You make the effort. It's unconscious. You understand? But because if sometimes you don't even have to like the teacher. Maybe you like, let us say you like I remember when I was in secondary school, we always love to go, me and some of my friends, we love the physics lab. Why do we like the chemistry lab rather? That place, then go tell you a lot of things are out of bounds if you recollect secondary school labs, chemistry labs. A lot of things are out of bounds. But me and my friends, we like them because you get some kind of things where you go take, mix the test tube, go box, bowl. You know those kind of rascalities. That's why we love chemistry. So if the teacher say, oh, we're not going to have chemistry in the lab, we know they like about, will they find reason? Make we dey for chemistry lab. Teacher dey teach with the open cupboard door we no suppose open. They mix things wey we no suppose mix. You see, I'm just telling you because that's what we like. And in order to encourage the teacher, we actually pay attention to her lectures as well. So that when she asks questions, we will answer. Because anytime class ends, we don't see broken test tube. And those Bunsen burner, we don't light and sometimes bring on the roast. Now the smell of the corn, they expose us inside class all the time. It's just, imagine all those kind of small rascalities. That's what attracted us. Do you know what it made us do? It made us pay attention. And in order to encourage a teacher to continue, we got to pay attention. I don't know, guys, that's just me, Sha. I don't know what thing I like back then. But check it. Whenever you like a thing, like some people like storybooks, reading storybooks. So if they enter literature class, they are stars in that class. Because you like reading novels. You are stars. You like reading novels, you like reading books. Anything that will make you go to a library makes you happy. I don't know if you guys get what I mean. But majority of students, if they reach inside library and sleep, as you open that book like this, see the formula for maybe you see Pythagoras theorem. Do you understand? That's what this is. So you have to be there, be present. It reduces stress level. That thing you like, you can never ever be stressed doing it. Do you know people hate further maths? But there are people who love further maths. Do you know that? But for a lot of us here, the maths na problem because they talk further maths. Do you understand? But that's the way life is. That thing you like, it be like me. I'm not sure say get waiting. Look, they don't stop for this our things, Abi. Make anything carry me reach all those short water axis where more rest in there. You can't tell me man rent a problem. Me and my wife they get problem, but sometimes I not see. Drive the car, they go. I won't go enter Molwe. Why you won't enter Molwe? I didn't miss her. They are bringing Molwe back this way. That's why the closest to Molwe around here are BRT buses. And I love BRT buses. In fact, I get 2 of that BRT car. So that's appreciative listening, right? So let's now move on. Someone else should read number 3. John needs someone to give the mic. Somebody should read now.
Empathic listening is an interactive process.
No, start again.
Empathetic listening. Empathetic listening is an interactive process of attentively listening to another person and attempting to comprehend their feelings and perspective, while being mindful of the words they are using. This type of listening requires the listener to remain impartial, actively engaged, and receptive to the speaker's feeling and viewpoints. It is a type of listening that is people-oriented and based on understanding rather than judgment. By focusing on the speaker's emotions rather than the words they are conveying, a listener can gain insight into their perspective and experience. Through this process, the listener can gain a deeper understanding of the speaker's feeling and actions. By understanding the speaker's feelings and emotions, empathy listening can provide many benefits to both the speaker and the listener.
That's all. Any other element? Any other element? No. Good. Number 4. Someone else will read number 4, since we don't get through with number 3. But what's any other thing? And I said no. So I never even know anything. And based on the one I answered me, but they asked. Did I not ask? I said any other thing, man. When I said no. So it's true now. So I don't be lecturer, I be teacher. Lecturer by ask question. Okay, let's do it. So empathetic listening is interactive. You see this word? It's interactive. It's an interactive process of attentively listening to another person and attempting to comprehend their feelings and perspective, while being mindful of the words they are using. Empathetic, from the word empathy. Ordinarily, what does empathy mean? What does empathy mean? The act of sympathy. There's sympathy and then there's empathy. So, look at what I want us to do. We have phones. First of all, Google sympathy and read exactly what you find. And then after that, we'll now go to empathy so that we can compare. Because it's in comparing the two that we'll know exactly what it's. You know why I need us to do this? I need us to know it because you're a salesman. When you understand what it is, when you're sitting in front of a person, you know what you're supposed to apply. When you know when to apply this, and you know when to apply this. So, meaning of sympathy. Someone should read from their dictionary.
Feelings of pity and sorrow for someone else.
Hold on.
Feelings of pity and sorrow.
Which one are you reading? Sorry. Sympathy. Go on.
Feelings of pity and sorrow for someone else's suffering.
Feelings of pity or what?
Feelings of pity and sorrow for
Yes.
someone else's suffering.
Pity and sorrow for someone else's misfortune. Do you see? You feel pity, you also feel sorrow. Because sympathy necessarily involves sadness. Of a necessity, it involves sadness. You're feeling down, you're feeling blue, you're sympathizing with the person. Somebody is ill, oh, I sympathize with you. Somebody get accident, I sympathize with you. Somebody who don't do family planning, but let's say enter, I sympathize with you. You don't understand? It's something you necessarily are not looking for. It doesn't mean that it will turn out being bad, but it's not. It's something because when you find out that you are not happy, so somebody can sympathize with you at that point. Then somebody read empathy. Okay.
The ability to understand and share feeling of another.
Pure and simple. Empathy, ability to understand and share the feelings of another. You empathize, you understand that person's feeling, and you're sharing that feeling. If the person is sad, you're sad with the person. You understand the reason the person is sad, first off. Second, you're sharing that sad feeling. If the person is happy, you understand that the person is happy. You understand why the person is happy. And you're sharing that happiness. There are seats this way, please. You empathy. You understand and you share. Do you understand? So, not necessarily a sad feeling, but the person is going through something. And you understand it and you share it. So now when we say empathetic listening, remember, you understand and you share. Empathetic listening now is you understand that person's position and you're also sharing that person's position while listening attentively. That's why it says it's an interactive process of this attentive listening to allow person attentive to comprehend their feelings and perspective. You understand their feelings and perspectives and you share in their feelings and perspective. In other words, empathy means to put yourself in another person's shoes. It's like you're the one that is feeling it. And empathy is more effective than sympathy. Because sympathy is, now your wahala be that. I see that belle wey enter, now your wahala be that. I dey on my own, you get her. I get the problem. Sorry, But empathy is, how this kind stray bullet wey come go like this? How? What we go do now? Do you see? You're sharing. Even though you don't follow do the do, you're sharing. But it's true. That's empathy for you. Now, you focus on the speaker's emotion rather than the words they are conveying. Do you see? Remember, there's something else I always say. Selling is about emotion. In trying to sell to a person, if you cannot cause them to feel some emotion, you won't sell. If I'm trying to sell something to you, I must make you feel it. I must make you feel it. But if I cannot make you feel any emotion about what I'm saying, then you have no need for that thing. You're indifferent. Do you understand? Indifference means you're not going to sell. Someone might not be interested in what you're saying. That's why I tell you, I like Molue. When I say Molue only, you go there like this. Somebody standing up to sell trucks. He go begin to talk, nobody go answer. He go taste one, taste two. He go tell them now, I go there, and now let me go finish what I'm supposed to sell. And then at the end of the day, the person begins to talk and engage you. Before you talk finish, now people give me 1 packet, give me 2 packets. He don't sell everything finished. Then when you reach out, hey, this thing one, I don't need this thing. The man got you to feel some emotions. I don't know if you guys understand me. Best salespeople in Nigeria are who? Igbo men and women. Not the one sitting in the, see those Osaya boys. If I know the Yaba don't change. Yaba before, if you be woman, go Yaba. If you don't want to follow the mental shock, they go almost tear your chest for your body. Not like. But guess what? As you are angry when they start, eventually say, okay, if I don't enter one shop, I don't go rest. You not enter. Any shop, just enter. Once you enter that shop, you must buy something come out. You won't, it's like, you don't even know. They will bring something, they will definitely get something that appeals to you. Once you enter one shop, let's say the shop, they sell dresses, and you say, I'm not sure I won't buy. Madam, no worry. Auntie, no worry. We no get shoe here, but see, if you come out now, the way they go drive, you go make mistake. No, go bring shoes. Which kind of shoe you want? High heel, low heel. They know all the types of shoes. I want high heel. I will just call my brother. Elizabeth, go to my shop. Bring like 5 different types. Which color you prefer? As you know, if they ask you, do you understand? And you're telling them exactly what brought you to the market. Next thing you know, inside shop where they sell dress, 10 pairs of shoes there in front. You now say, I don't like this one, I don't like this one, I like this one. This one, maybe the size now no dey right. Kelechi, wow. Kelechi, in fact, you know what Mark tell her? As I hold you down, Kelechi don't move. He know himself, you know, we know the game. He go bring different sizes and different colors of that the way you like. At the end of the day, choice is your problem. You see what you like, but you see it in 5 different varieties. You won't be saying only one shoe you want buy, if you end up buying 2 or 3. Now when you reach out, hey, I'm gonna buy one. Oh. You understand? They're not forcing you, but they're making sure. See, now then get empathetic listening past anybody. Whatever it is you're telling them, they're feeling it like you. In fact, they know the feelings you're going through. As you enter, let me tell you something again that people do. You enter a shop, and I'm going to bring you cold water. I'm going to get you water now, please. You want soft drink, you want alcohol? No, just, I don't want anything. I'm going to just sit down for fan there, or AC there. Sit down first on that fan. Make fan outside there rough. Sit where you sun day. They never know what you want buy you. Give you chair. Give you what you want cold water. You drink. In fact, you are happy and you relax. Then they start talking to you. You now tell them what you want. Now you know that shop, they will bring it for you. You buy and they make money. See, what I learned from hustlers, those Osaya boys, they are supposed to be studied. They are supposed to be. They are illiterates that came from villages. But now they also pass anybody. They don't get shot. You know what thing would they call them for that? When they sell building materials. In Igbo, they say, Obaka Achuru. They don't put markets down. They don't pay for shop. But then they get profits. I don't know if you get what I mean. And that's what all of us are doing. All of them are like this. Not such a man. Tell me, which of them are get land? Which of them are get office? But you will bring people come buy market, collect commission. No, we also have people, Joe. You go to corporate where you know, how many people wear suit and tie here? Okay. Well, also, no grade this side. Now wait till that be. But you guys get it. But now they cast those boys, but now they say to you that they wrong. That's why they say one finger they go like this, the other ones. Affiliate. Call them anything when you like, no saga you be. So what can you do? Now they say more saga. So that's it. Empathetic listening. Put yourself in the shoe of the person. And you can't go wrong. You just can't. You know, you focus on the emotion. Emotions. Keyword. Focus on emotions. You know, and you understand their feelings and emotions. You by listening with empathy, and it provides many benefits for both you and the person you're trying to sell to. You can't go wrong. You just can't. Tell me if you do like this, you go feel no miss now. The reason why those Osaya boys they make when they buy, those men where they sell medicine inside box will make when they buy. You go see, I said the day somebody come inside to sell book on knowledge inside boss. He said, current affairs. States and capital, and oh my God, nobody answer him. The man now can't change back. I don't know that here once. The man can't ask. See, I go ask one question now when nobody will know. People say that lie. Who be the first woman to fight inside the market? You know, even people when they're interested, suddenly we're interested. Now people when they look, if I want to tell the guy, now your mama, People laugh, but the guy said, no be the answer. He no vex. He said, Mona tell me, say the name of the first woman to fight inside Osho the market. He did inside this book. And eventually, he said, I don't tell them unless so one person at least buy. The person buy the book. Somebody volunteered, bought that book. You turn on the page, you go there. The person said true to the question they hear. That was people's shocker. When you're waiting me the answer. Answer one Eniolua or something. He put name, surname, and the village where the woman from Ijebu. He give the name. Everybody begin laugh. But guess what? That man had managed with his ways to sell one book. Next thing you know, the man gave some other fun fact. People be that book, no, the man sell and finish before he come down from the other bus. You have to get into people's emotions. Once you get into emotions, forget it, it's a done deal. Number 4, I need someone to read. Someone should read.
Comprehensive listening is an approach to listening that involves actively engaging with the speaker to understand the message it is. So, entirety. It is the act of attentively comprehending the meaning of a message by paying close attention, demonstrating active listening, providing feedback, withholding judgment, responding suitably, and allowing the speaker to pause and take in their thought. Moreover, it necessitates empathy, authenticity, and unconditional acceptance. Example of activities that necessitate a comprehensive level of listening include following a recipe demonstration, listening to instructions, and following direction.
Thank you very much. So, minister answered clearly. No. Now, I mean, now, no, now we talk. Okay. Comprehensive listening. Basically, what does the word comprehensive mean? Again, open your dictionary, somebody read. Go to Google, comprehend. Okay, somebody, where's the microphone, please? Where's the microphone? Somebody's raising their hand. Right? Comprehensive, what's the word comprehensive? What does it mean?
Comprehensive means to have an abreast understanding of something.
Complete understanding. You understand? Comprehensive. When they say a comprehensive approach to a problem, that means because you understand everything about that problem, you bring a solution that encompasses, that covers everything. Comprehensive basically is a combination of all the other things you have been talking about, plus more. Are you with me? How many types of listening have we looked at? Number 1 was what? Pseudo listening. Number 2 was what? Appreciative listening. Number 3 was what? Empathetic listening. And now we're on number 4. What is this one? Do you see everything you heard about in pseudo listening, appreciative listening, and empathetic listening? All of those things. Plus more. 9 minutes. I don't know if you guys get me. That's what we have here. This approach involves actively engaging. You're engaged in some of the other ones you engage, but you're not engaging in all of them. For instance, pseudo did not engage. Appreciating just picks things that they like, they didn't engage. Empathetic, engaged. Do you see that in each one that we've done before, there are some things you do in this and then do in the other ones? But you see, in this comprehensive, everything you did in the other ones and the ones you didn't do, all of them are here. You see, Attentively comprehending the meaning of a message by paying close attention, demonstrating active listening, providing feedback. You know, the other ones, there was no provision of feedback in the other ones. But here, as you're listening to, remember, before I started the class, I gave a scenario. So when you're talking to somebody, you intend on giving them a message, not intent on getting anything from them. That sometimes, before you even start talking about your product, they're already telling you their challenges with that thing. Where I said, always go with pen and paper. So that as you talk about where's your land, Lagos, hey, land of demolition, note it down. Because you will address it. If you want, you don't leave the person because he said it's land of demolition. You won't go after. Lagos is not the only place that demolishes property, is it? Good. So, but for that buyer, his objection is valid. If you don't think his objection is valid, you will not succeed in selling. Listen to him. All the things he's saying, you tell him your land is in Ekpe. Hey, Ekpe, there is no CFO land in Ekpe, or it's hard to get CFO. Although, listen to him. Take note of it. When he's done giving you the objection, even while you're telling him, you've not told him your product, he's told you these things. Then you start talking about your product. When you're talking about your product, if he adds any more objections, take note of it. Then at the end, you now come back and you address it. Lagos is not land of demolitions. However, the government is just trying to sanitize the environment. Do you see the words you use? That's why sometimes, if you guys know, there is this Pastor Chris Okoche, you guys know him. If you want to go in church before that time, you will guide dictionary. If you don't guide dictionary, don't go walk. Till now, Abi, because the man sabi English words well. Use big words. And if you go check the meaning of those words, they are real. Correct words. It only takes a very intelligent person to be at that level. Do you understand? But if you're also talking with your client, you have to use some kind of words. Don't be general. You understand? There's a word they call it pedestrian. Don't be pedestrian, waka pass. When you're telling your client things about your property, you too learn some words, but before you use words, no talk the one. Well, no mean waiting you be no. Because this English, no be hell. No be hell. And learn the correct pronunciation. Like where somebody will say etiquette. You understand me? But it's a correct word. If you not go and call it etiquette, the man said for the woman, wait, no. He go leave the matter one and they face that one. And I know if you move past that one. But meanwhile, better I was. I been going to spell that etiquette for me. He was. Let me write something. E-T. Double T. Wait again. That's it. Which one you say? Now like this. On a get phone, on a just Google now. E-T-I. Q-U-E-T-T-E. All that is correct. E-T-I. Q-U-E. Yes. Just E. Okay, just the E. Etiquette. 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 No, I want flight date soon. I mean, air tickets. You can see. So, if you want to use things like this, and you don't have big pronouncer, it's still a big problem. Even after we don't hear the real pronunciation. There are some words like this. So, learn some nice words to use. And as you're learning those words, learn their meanings. You impress somebody when you're talking. There's something called professional jargons. You guys know about professional jargons, right? Let us say in this our real estate, give me some professional jargons. Give me some professional jargons in real estate. What else? Another. What? Another. See, as they look to me and I don't put no. I know that they sell land. Hey! Wahala dey, as you dey enter. Still me see wahala dey. Another. Proximity. Is that really a professional jargon here? Yes, it is. Sorry? UPS. Oh, duplex. What? See, the jargons, professional jargons are plenty. Oh, no, they use an no. Oh, no. And then what they use every time. Do you understand? You have to, you see, that's what makes you a good salesman. A little bit of learning. No be plenty learning. Small one. It will make difference. I swear, when you talk and the next person they talk, difference will be. Imagine when you're talking to somebody about the land. And you're able to use words. So the layout of your land. The estate layout is lovely. You know, because what does the layout mean? Oh, it's the way that the structures are arranged within the estate. You're talking about perimeter fencing. What does perimeter fencing mean? Because perimeter one alone is perimeter of a triangle and the perimeter of a square. You know, perimeter is talking about the boundary. You're talking about survey. What does survey mean? You're telling them. Even when you talk about gazette, all those things are professional jargons. Yes. That's what I'm explaining. Professional jargons are words that are peculiar to a particular trade or industry. Terminologies. Yes. You're very correct. No, you're right. I like that. You're right. Yes, they call it professional jargon because in that profession, you see, some words you use in a profession does not mean the same thing it means ordinarily. I don't know, let's see if we have any that could be like that here. Everything we have here basically like the same way we use them. Okay, but no go bother ourselves. See this word survey. We are more go survey the area. When you go see as area be. Abi, if you are somebody they talk now, go survey that soul. Now go see as it be. But does it mean the same thing in real estate? Survey actually means the actual boundaries of a land. You see now, in normal bidding usage, it means something else entirely. But in real estate, it's now referring to the precise boundaries of a land. So that if you take another thing, if you take the GPS coordinates, the GPS coordinates of this land, you will use it. You can pick a coordinate from the survey. You know, you use that. You don't like now. You don't know where land is. They just give you the maybe the survey. You can actually an estate surveyor, a land surveyor, can use that, or a geographer can use that to actually trace where that land is on Earth. Make it even be seen as best way from Australia come. Do you understand? Because those coordinates listed in the document in geography means something. All those latitude and longitude. Now they go geography now. Don't be na semi go school. Now not they teach you the thing. You understand? You see how the thing, you see, a lot of professions, one will go into another. Latitude and longitude. You know, sometimes if you ask people for coordinate, they will send you something degrees and inches. You understand? They tell you maybe 57 degrees, 7 inches. Not. Yeah, they will now even put, all those directions too. Those things mean they are very critical to locating a land. So now, we don't carry all that one now. Look all that one finish. Even including the etiquette, the way it start. So now coming back to comprehensive listening. Comprehensive listening tells us that everything, when you're with a person, you see, focus. If he's telling me things as my prospect or as my client, I should focus completely on him. That's comprehensive listening. I should remove all forms of distraction. Do you know why I should focus on him? Because what he says and how I respond to what he says, it ought to determine whether he will buy from me or not. Do you understand? That's what it means. So I should, I suppose to deal with 100. In fact, 110% I should be on him. So that there's nothing he says that should escape me. If I know it will escape me, I should have my pen and paper. As any point he's making, I'm noting it down. So that in responding to whatever he has said to me, I'm responding to every objection he has. Sales is about answering objections. Everybody that you're trying to sell to has a reason why they don't want to buy that thing you want to sell. But if you convince them on that thing, that, this thing you think is like this, it's not actually like this, see what it actually means. And you can prove it to them. And they can verify it. Then you have convinced them. Then they will buy. So, now, you comprehend the meaning of a message by paying close attention. You demonstrate active listening. You provide feedback. You withhold judgment. You see that thing where your mind, keep out your mind. A lot of times, you see all these Gen Zs, you're talking to them, they feel it. They know they have pride. After they talk, some things they point you from their chest, they want to come on your eye. Some people go, look, I'm an elderly man, I need to tell you, how can you leave your house without wearing bra? That's why you won't buy market for you. That man, you seller. They don't fit because once you criticize them, it's gone. Or you see all these guys where they drop their trouser reach. Somebody, your waist is, let's say, size 20. You enter market, go buy trouser weight size 14. Of course, you will pass your time if you reach the time. They will come where and they work out. He come meet you, maybe somebody refers some, says, I know somebody will get money if you buy life. Okay, I'll go meet and you can't reach there. So they wait. The person come, maybe you did somewhere they wait. Then the person now enter. They come the same wear trouser way they here. Boxers stay here. In trouser they here. They do that thing. They work out no man because of the thing. They come sit down there because you see maybe the boxers don't want home. And you can't feel the need to first of all lecture them about why they wear that kind of clothes. You go sell that market. You go sell. Withhold your judgment. That's the way they your mind, though. Keep it. That's not why you're there. You're there to sell. You don't know whether that is a distraction put there deliberately to distract you in the process of selling. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Now, so these are the things that comes out of it. Sorry. I actually set this alarm so that it can let me know when our time is up. So let me quickly run down this. So, comprehensive listening, you take everything. That lady, she played the whole thing well and she got what she wanted. That's what you should do as salespeople. You should be able to take situations and your environment and arrange it to suit you. Do you get what I mean? You have to. If you don't know how to, you're not going to be successful as a salesperson. I'm not saying don't do any practice, or no. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is learn to take situations and environment. You understand? Utilize the environment. Have you been to a sales presentation where you are there, other people are there, everybody will go in and present? You that is going to present, you have to be better than the others. All the people coming to do that presentation, all of you will sit in the waiting room. You will see your position. Some people go dress better than you, you will shock. Some fine, well, some bring handsome men, beautiful girls, you say, will shock. Right? You see bone straight and your own synthetic wig you wear come. But you know that all those things don't matter. If you're able to go there and perform something spectacular, do you know that you will get that transaction over them? Yeah. That's basically what I'm saying to you. You only do that when you listen. Steps to active listening. I'm thinking, let us leave this here.